Hello GCSE students, today we're looking at the components of blood. So you need to know the function and importance of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets and plasma for physical activity in sport. Now remembering these things, this is GCSE PE, not GCSE biology. So there's lots of biological elements to this. It's very important that we always remember this and link it to sport. So we have four components of the blood, the four main components of the blood. The first one is red blood cells. Now, what red blood cells do essentially is carry oxygen and also carbon dioxide. So the oxygen is binded to them. Now, why is that important in sport? Well, working muscles require oxygen to remain working aerobically, or they require oxygen to recover after anaerobic work. So the red blood cells will carry the oxygen, which is essential for muscles to work, to those muscles, and it will also remove the waste product carbon dioxide. Okay. Also, the blood contains plasma. Now, plasma is the majority of your blood. Okay, it's basically the watery element. It's the liquid part. Plasma transports the blood cells, platelets, and nutrients to the different parts of the body. If you're dehydrated, your blood will become more viscous. That means it becomes thicker. Thick blood, like treacle, will travel much more slowly through the body. So if an athlete is dehydrated and their blood is thicker, they will not be able to get the nutrients as quickly to the working muscles, and it will affect their performance. If they are well hydrated, their plasma will be thinner, and all the nutrients will travel much more quickly to the muscles, which will make them perform better. Okay, next one, we've got platelets. Platelets help prevent bleeding as they can stick to each other and basically create a wall in the blood vessel. Now, if a performer gets cut when playing sport, that can actually stop them playing that sport until the bleeding is stopped. So in a sport like rugby or football, if you are bleeding, you have to go off the field of play until that bleeding is stopped. So platelets will allow you to keep playing because it will stop you bleeding out. So if you get a cut or an injury playing these sports, it will prevent you from bleeding. So if they cut, a performer is not allowed to continue playing until the bleeding is stopped. The final one is white blood cells. White blood cells help fight infection. They travel around the body in the plasma and fight any infection or diseases that may be there. Performers need to stay free from illness so that they can continue to train and maintain their performance level. Imagine if you've trained for the Olympic Games. For 4 years you've been training this event, and then you get the flu or a cold. These illnesses will negatively affect your performance. So if you've got lots of white blood cells and these work efficiently, you're not going to get sick as often. So you're going to be able to train better and stop you getting sick, which can affect performance as well. Okay, the golden rule that says here is always try and apply the topic to physical activity. Those questions at the bottom state the component of blood responsible for fighting infection. That's sort of one marker. That'll be the white blood cells.